It's that time of week again, and by that I mean I'm a little late because it's Friday, April 25th. Usually I film this video on Wednesday or Thursday, but this is your weekly market watch for the Seattle area housing market. Let's jump right into the numbers. Okay, so the 30-year fixed rate today is at 6.84%. It has been a little volatile over the past week, going up to 6.9, 6.93, but it's down a little bit at 6.84% right now. The 15-year fixed is at 6.25%, and 30-year FHA and VA are 6.25 and 6.27 respectively. So these rates have been around for the past about 3 or 4 weeks now. So they came down from when they were above 7 back in, let's see, when was this? February, end of February. They started to come down beginning of March. And so we have seen this stick around for a little bit. Right as the tariffs were announced, we saw that there was some uncertainty in the economy. And so this has been kind of the steady rate that we've seen. Now that does help buyers a little bit. It's not a significant jump, but it helps buyers a little bit to be able to know they can afford a bit more on a monthly payment with this lower rate. We are still seeing a lot of buyers who are getting in contract that are using credits from the seller to apply those to their loan to buy down the interest rate. So if you're someone who's thinking about buying in the Seattle market, one thing you want to think about, especially if you're looking at condos or townhomes and probably even single family homes right now, is you could get a credit from the seller and be able to buy down that rate. So we're seeing people get down into 6.5 and even below that with some of those discount points is what they're called. So that's something definitely to keep in mind. Now, it finally feels like maybe the uncertainty in the economy has gone down a little bit, at least in terms of Seattle real estate. I can't speak for the whole economy or what the entire US is thinking, but in Seattle real estate, that happened about 3 weeks ago, and we saw a pretty big shift in the market where we saw buyers a little less certain about purchasing and a little less willing to make offers. And so now here we are 3 weeks later. It feels as though that has subsided a little bit. This week, two of our sellers got in contract with buyers on their home. Pretty good offers, but it is important to note that for the past really 3 weeks, there has been a little bit of uncertainty. I've heard other agents talking about multiple offers still. We've seen a couple here and there on single family homes or really spectacular homes, but overall we have seen a bit of buyer uncertainty. And I think that now maybe we are coming out of that just a bit. So with that, let's talk about the numbers for the week in the Seattle real estate market. So when we're talking about the condo market for the past 7 days, we were up 13 new listings at 247 condos on the market. That's up from 234 the week before. Down in the number of pending listings or those under contract at 165. That's down 20 from 185 the 7 days prior to that. And sold listings were up just 21 at 132, up from 111 the week prior. So you can see there's not quite double. There's about 100 more new listings hitting the market than going under contract in the given 7-day period, which means that we probably will have a little bit of a surplus of condos on the market, which is not a surprise right now. We still see that. Although I would say the condo market is doing better now in the spring than it did pretty much all of last year. Last year was very difficult for any condo owners to sell, and now we're seeing a little bit of uptick in the number of sales, buyers coming out and being willing to purchase, and like I said, buying down that rate, which can definitely help with the purchase. When we look at residential single-family homes, this week we saw a drop in the number of new listings down to 469. That was down 90 from 559 the week prior. That's kind of unusual for this time in April, when we would typically see the number of listings continue to increase and probably hit the peak of number of new listings in April, May, maybe the beginning of June. So that's a little odd to see that. Might be part of this slowdown with the economy. Number of homes under contract was up just 9 at 502. That's up from 493 the week prior. And last number of sold listings is up 38 at 380. That's up from 342 the 7 days prior. So pending listings 502, still outpacing the number of new listings at 469, but that's because the number of new listings came down this week. So it's important to watch these stats for us so that we can guide our clients strategically, and also important to think about this as you are thinking about what is going to be your strategy, whether you're buying or selling in this market. And if that's something you're thinking about, we would love to be able to help you. You can reach out, you can email or text to set up a free consultation about your strategy for either going to market with your home for selling it or buying your first home or your next home. We'd love to be a resource for you. And thanks again for tuning in today. I hope to see you again next week.